So I run the North Kent Marshes breeding wader project, and this is a project that is supported by the RSPB and Natural England, and I work with a number of farmers across North Kent, and all of these farmers receive something called breeding wader stewardship money. So the government gives out money to farmers to manage their land for the benefit of certain species, and some of our wading birds are not really doing very well in this country because a lot of the marshland's been drained, the habitat isn't managed in the same way. A lot of wet grassland fields have gone over to arable, we've lost lots of insects in this country, lots of reasons. So lots of our birds like lapwings and redshanks had real big plummets in numbers, but North Kent is still one of the strongholds of these species. But it was the case that all the birds really were only able to survive and successfully breed mainly on reserves.
That's where my work comes in. I'm working with farmers off reserves on private land, helping to join the dots between nature reserves and create continuous tracts of wildlife-friendly habitat across the North Kent Marshes. I'm currently working across 13 farms in the area, providing advice to farmers on how to manage their land for wildlife, and carrying out surveys to see how lapwing, redshank and other wildlife are faring.
One of the good things about getting up early and doing this work is you get to see lots of other lovely wildlife. Like this beautiful hare. He doesn't think I can see him. There he goes. Bye. So a lot of the trick really with finding lapwing chicks is basically just to park up somewhere where you've got a good view of a likely habitat and sit and wait. And this can take some time. And I've got a lapwing chick and a redshank chick at the moment, which makes me very happy, and I've got this beautiful avocet that I'm going to film for you now. Not a bad way to make a living. So this is why it's always worth just sitting and waiting, because look, this little babe has just popped his head up, and if I hadn't sat and waited I never would have known he was there. He doesn't think I know he's there, but he is. So this is a pretty well grown lapwing chick, and you can tell it's a lapwing chick because he's got that really distinctive head shape now and a little bit of a crest coming. This is my little babe. He's decided to pop out of the bush and join his mate. Though he's not totally fledged yet. This makes me happy because 5 years ago, I think this site, like pretty much all my sites, didn't get any chicks. And really it is just down to the farmer building features like this. I mean, he did get money from the Sittingbourne Relief Road went to build this feature, but as you can see it's really helped these birds be able to find the insect food that they need in that wet mud. Yeah, makes me very happy. Well, one of the things I'm trying to do certainly this autumn is work with new farmers, so we've got lots of potential new land to work on, which probably at the moment isn't getting any success with wading birds, but Hopefully, you know, if you get the right advice, you build more wetland features like this, then that land also could be successful for these birds. And some really exciting new land that I'm hoping to work on. And the other thing is we're looking to find some funding to help create more wetland features like this on other farmers' land, and that would make a real difference, I think.
The cost of creating habitat like shallow muddy pools for lapwing and redshank on farmers' land is being covered by a range of grants and government sources. However, the success of the project hinges on me being able to visit farms to give advice and carry out wildlife surveys to monitor the impact we're having. If we can cover the costs of my time, then I can start to work with more farms, helping to fill in the gaps between RSPB nature reserves and ensure a truly sustainable population of breeding waders across North Kent.
And I look at the positive changes that have been made on this land in the last few years. And how can I not feel positive when there was no chicks on this land 5 years ago and now there are? I'm very proud that I've played a hand in that.